Good morning, everyone. Dr. Victoria Scarbo here. Excuse me. Speaking to you from the Seeds of Transformation Healing Center in Wareham, Massachusetts. Today is the 2nd of November, and the moon is in Aquarius. It's in Aquarius until, I think, 2:47 p.m. here on the East Coast, and then it moves into Pisces. Everybody knows when the moon's in Pisces, Dr. V is happy. Anyway, the last aspect to the moon when it's in Aquarius is a trine to Mars. It's a real time of, it's a time of forward motion, except that the planet of motion is backwards. But certainly coming to some conclusions on things that have happened, and everything takes time to manifest and to happen and to wrap up. So I think we're in the right direction with that stuff. Of course, the Pisces moon makes us empathetic. We do have a sesquiquadrate between the sun and Mars. We can want to end things too quickly, close down the door to something. However, Venus, the planet of love, relationship, values, is going to be conjoining the south node of the moon today in Scorpio. When planets go over the nodes, oftentimes it comes up as an individual from the past, maybe, if it's the south node, coming in to wrap things up with. And because we're dealing with Venus, it's very likely that you're going to hear from old friends, old lovers, old relationships, anything that still needs to be resolved. You'll have an opportunity to do that. All the planets that were around the south node when we had the eclipse now will be taking their turn, crossing the energetic threshold of the south node. There's a part of me that feels like as these planets go past the south node, there's a vortex of energy that sort of sucks away anything that no longer serves you. And so I feel like we might see that in Venus going past the nodes, followed by the sun, and then followed by my Mercury. The sun on the 5th, Mercury on the 6th. So there's a lot of sort of going over the past that's happening right now. It's valuable because if you don't see it and you don't realize it, you don't know enough to deal with it. So don't be surprised if you hear from an old friend, an old lover, an old relationship today. So Little Miss Charlotte and Charlie have come to somewhat of a, she wants to go in the office. I keep food in there for her, but there's actually no food in there right now, but she wants to have the option. She's very spoiled. Right, Miss Charlotte? Yeah, you're spoiled. There's Charlie. There he is, coming out. They actually sat next on either side of me the other night while I was eating chicken, because I had to share it with them, even Steven and all. But they were pretty close and near food, and they did not hiss at each other. So I feel like Charlie has finally gotten to a point where he may be accepting the fact that there's another cat in the house. And while I'm not sure he's thrilled yet, he's certainly not as opposed. Plus, it's put a little pep into his step, so I think it's good for him. Right, Charlie? It's like, yeah, I'm not sure. Whatever you say, crazy lady. So that's what's going on today. It's challenging times right now, so do your best to navigate this time. Don't get caught up in fear as best you can. There's good fear. There's fear like, oh, maybe that's not a good street to walk down. And then there's fear that's created by listening to everybody telling you reasons to be fearful. So try to evaluate all of those as you go through your day. Do your best. Do what you need to do, and then maybe it's a good idea to sort of back up from things and be an observer. So I just want to point out to you, I know I showed this to you the other morning, but this is the oak leaf hydrangea that is a continuously changing colors, and every season it's just, I'm always amazed. It's like a little chameleon plant, isn't it? All right, guys, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you again tomorrow morning. Namaste.